The beginning of a new week saddened the Kyiv authorities and their Western patrons with unpleasant news. While the Ukrainian High Military Command continues to throw its last reserves into battle near Rabotino to prevent the Russian army's breakthrough in this direction of the front, the armed forces of Ukraine continue not only to slowly retreat in the Avdiivka, Bakhmut, and Volodar directions of the front, but also to lose valuable Western heavy military equipment. So, today, it became known that the armed forces of Ukraine lost the 5th in a row US Abrams tank. Thus, it can be stated that all 5 US Abrams tanks that were transferred to the Avdiivka direction of the front, near the village of Berdychi, were completely destroyed. It is reported that the last 5th Abrams tank was destroyed during a tank battle with a Russian main battle tank T-72B3, on Tuesday, March 5. Moreover, the commander of a tank unit of the Russian army confirmed that during the tank battle, the crew of T-72B3 managed to destroy the US Abrams tank with the first shot. That battle between an American and a Russian tank took place near the village of Berdychi. According to the Russian military, the American tank performed very poorly during the battle and failed to provide decent resistance. Russian soldiers claim that this tank battle proved that US Abrams tanks are not designed for full-fledged tank warfare. According to them, American tanks are too heavy, clumsy, and slow. Moreover, Russian soldiers also noted that the rate of fire of American tanks is very low. To be honest, I did not expect that these American tanks would be so weak. It turned out that they could be destroyed with a single shot. Their armor and accuracy of the shot also leave much to be desired, the commander of a tank unit of the Russian army said. My friends, let me remind you that Ukraine has received 31 units of M1A1 Abrams tanks from the United States. These tanks were delivered to Ukraine in September 2023. However, American tanks have not been involved in combat for 5 months. All this time, the armed forces of Ukraine kept Abrams tanks in the deep rear, trying not to send them to the hot areas of the front. And only after the Ukrainian armed forces retreated from Avdiivka, having lost tens of thousands of soldiers, the Ukrainian High Military Command decided to throw US Abrams tanks into battle, in order to prevent further advance of Russian troops. However, as we can see, American tanks were never able to provide decent resistance. And the Russian army continues to slowly but surely advance on the positions of the armed forces of Ukraine. By the way, Russian soldiers have once again confirmed the fact that American and British tanks turned out to be much worse than German tanks. According to them, German tanks are much more difficult to destroy on the battlefield. Meanwhile, it became known that the Kyiv authorities had lost another expensive Western military equipment, which was carefully guarded throughout the entire period of hostilities. So, on March 5, the Russian military published a video online with the destruction of the HIMARS multiple launch rocket system by the Iskander-M ballistic missile. It is reported that this American multiple launch rocket system was destroyed near the village of NIKANOROVKA, in the western part of the Donetsk People's Republic, which is still under the control of the Ukrainian army. At the same time, after watching the footage of the destruction of HIMARS, the Ukrainian Telegram channels did not hide their surprise and shock. They could not understand how the Russians managed to detect and destroy the HIMARS multiple launch rocket system, which was located 60 kilometers from the line of combat contact. After analyzing this video, many Western military experts concluded that a Russian reconnaissance drone spotted HIMARS in the rear, and closely monitored it for several hours, waiting for the right moment. And at the moment when this American multiple launch rocket system stopped and began to prepare for a strike on Russian positions, the reconnaissance drone transmitted to the Russian military the exact coordinates of this system, as a result of which, a couple of minutes later, the Iskander-M ballistic missile destroyed the HIMARS from a distance of 200 kilometers. Moreover, the Russian side claims that in addition to the HIMARS system itself, 2 US Army officers, who were directly responsible for the operation of this system, were also destroyed. In addition, the detonation of the missiles led to the death of about 10 fighters of the special forces of the Ukrainian army, who guarded this HIMARS system from saboteurs and Russian Spetsnaz. At the same time, it is worth noting that a day earlier, a Russian ballistic missile destroyed another HIMARS system in the Kherson direction of the front. All this indicates that the Ukrainian High Military Command and its NATO military advisors are increasingly forced to transfer expensive Western weapons systems to the front line due to the advance of the Russian army. And therefore, soon, footage of destroyed American Abrams tanks, HIMARS multiple launch rocket systems, and Patriot air defense systems will increasingly appear on the network.